The day began like any other, but a quiet unease gnawed at my core, a faint whispered doubt. I brushed off his nerves before the big event. It was a wedding of my wife's sister, set in a breathtaking countryside manor where colorful gardens flourished and sunlight wove through the branches. The scene was picture perfect, with guests dressed in their finest. My wife Anna glowed in a deep crimson dress, her hair cascading in flawless waves. We smiled for photos, chatted with friends, and I pushed myself to soak in the joy, trying to silence the subtle misgiving in my heart. The ceremony was flawless. Anna's sister floated down the aisle, her face radiant with happiness, and the vows were so touching that tears glistened in the eyes of many. The reception followed in a grand ballroom aglow with chandeliers, filled with the soft strains of jazz, and tables adorned with lilies and glowing candles. Laughter rang out, couples swayed on the dance floor, and the open bar kept everyone lively. I tried to let the festive mood wash away my tension, but something felt off. Anna was pulling away. It started small, a glance at her phone, a quick step outside for fresh air, her fingers dancing over the screen as she texted. I told myself it was just fatigue or the chaos of the day, but then I saw something that froze my blood. In a shadowed corner by the bar, Anna stood close to a stranger. His easy smile and the way he looked at her sent a chill down my spine. I watched, willing myself to believe it was innocent, but their intimacy betrayed something deeper. Her hand brushed his sleeve, their faces too close for mere conversation. A sharp ache gripped my heart. He leaned closer and she laughed, a bright, unburdened sound I hadn't heard in years, one that wasn't meant for me. It belonged to this man, not the woman I thought I'd vowed my life to. My thoughts unraveled, flashing back to months of late-night calls, vague excuses, and canceled plans. Had she been lying to me all this time? Fury, shock, and grief crashed together inside me. Part of me wanted to storm over, demand the truth. But a heavier, broken part held me back. Then it happened. He pulled her close, and their lips met in a fleeting but unmistakable kiss. The world tilted as the reality sank in. Anna, my wife, was unfaithful at her sister's wedding. I didn't cause a scene. Instead, I slipped out of the ballroom, stepping into the crisp night air. The garden was still, the distant hum of celebration a cruel contrast to my inner chaos. I dialed my closest friend, needing a lifeline. Driving home, that moment replayed endlessly, her shining eyes, his hand on her hip, every detail seared into my mind. It was finished. Whatever we'd built was gone. At home, I didn't wait for her to come back. I gathered my essentials, clothes, toiletries, a few keepsakes, and sent her a brief text. It's over. The words carried the weight of what I'd seen. No anger, no begging, just closure. For days, I ignored her calls and messages. One night, she showed up at my door, pale and tear-streaked, holding a bouquet. She pleaded, insisted it was a mistake, swore she was lost but loved only me. I listened, my heart twisting with pain. When she finished, I met her gaze and said, "You didn't just break my trust. You betrayed your family, your sister, everyone who believed in us. I can't erase that. I can't forgive it." She cried, begging for another chance. But I stood firm. Some wounds don't heal. Love can't endure when trust is shattered. I told her she'd made her choice and now had to face the consequences. Weeks turned to months, and I poured myself into recovery. Friends became my anchor, and I rediscovered forgotten joys, long hikes, old hobbies, a renewed sense of who I was. I realized leaving wasn't weakness. It was courage. As painful as it was essential. Months later, Anna reached out again, frantic, claiming she'd changed and wanted to fight for us. I didn't reply. I had found calm in my solitude, knew my value. That night at her sister's wedding was the lowest point of my life, but it was also when I took myself back, betrayed and shattered, yet stronger than ever. I was ready to move forward.